Okay. Hi, my name is Z. Today I'm going to do a tarot reading. I don't know what it's going to be about. I've just been really inspired lately, as someone who loves watching other tarot videos to start my own. I just feel like I would love to speak with people in a collective setting, and that whatever comes out is someone needs to hear it. So I usually find my one-on-one readings quite, especially when I do them in person, quite intense. Um, so I'm really hoping that I can pick up something for people that are looking for some advice and want some help in certain aspects of their own lives, or just to feel better. And at the moment I know I need to feel a bit better about myself. And tarot can do that. It's full of inspirational messages. Today I'm going to get a card of the day or card for the collective, and then we're going to get into the reading. I will also pull some oracle cards and things at the end. It depends on what I feel called to do. That's usually what I just follow, whatever I feel intuitively needs to be done, and I listen when I can hear spirit speak. So I want to get okay, I'll put these two back. And I want to point, I keep my blank card in this deck. It barely comes out. So I just want to point out that the King of Cups has come out and the King of Shields is on the bottom of the deck. So we could be dealing with a male figure or some masculine energy. So basically what the collective needs to hear right now is that there is some type of change coming in. I'm seeing like an image, like, when like there's an empty riverbed and you see like the water rushing down it, and it brings all that change and it brings life back to the environment because it's a water source, so yeah, there's going to be changes and shifts happening. I particularly feel that like some people might be also having dreams, not good dreams. Maybe they're a little bit more on the nightmarish side, or they've been, you're waking up and you're a bit upset. I have those dreams as well. They used to be a little bit more predominant when I was younger, but the moon, I feel like this is definitely, there's some sort of dreaming and something going on in the subconscious that you're not quite aware of yet because the changes haven't finished taking place. So I'll leave that deck there. That's going to be the collective card of the day. And from here, I will get started into my Wizard's Tarot. This is the book. I literally just found out that it's starting to come unbound. That's just because of the way that I had it stored, not because of the quality. These are really nice cards. Sometimes the illustration bothers me, but I get so many messages out of them. Compared to this deck here, this used to belong to my mum. So I do a lot of ancestral work with it, and I speak to spirit, mainly, obviously, my mum with it. But it doesn't, for me, I don't bond with it as much. I'm literally, like, the only time I really use it, I used it today because I felt called to. So we got the Knight of Swords that came out. Oh. Knight of Swords, and I'll take these two. So Ace of Swords and Three of Cups. I'll put them like that. So interesting. Three of Swords is also on the bottom. If anyone does their own tarot at home, if you have been seeing a lot of swords energy, I have been as well. Especially the Three of Swords and the Six of Swords. I'm also seeing a lot of the Nine. So a lot of people here at the moment could be feeling a lot of heartbreak, and it's keeping them quite anxious and wound up. Like you can't relax. It's like you can't actually let that breath out to relax just because you're still hurting. So there's quick movement in the change of how your mind is going to think and behave, because when we're talking about swords, we're talking about our logic, our intellect, our thoughts, and we want to make sure that we're aligning with the way that we actually want to think and the way we want to behave, and that all comes from our peace of mind, or the health of our mind, really. So I got the King of Cups to split the deck, and I see the King of Cups. What is going on? I'm someone that finds a lot of synchronicities across my cards. And if you have tarot readers that you follow that have the same, or if you watch multiple videos and you're seeing the same cards, there is a strong message there for you. Just the way that you interpret it, or different people interpret it, especially when you're listening to a whole reading, I find it better to just, what sentence stood out to you? What words stood out to you? What detail? What happened to the tarot reader? What happened on screen? What did you see when they were saying this thing that stood out? That it's not like you're taking the whole thing and absorbing it. You're taking what is actually needing to be heard, and analyzing it for yourself. So a lot of tarot readers, there's a few out there that a lot that do channeling. I'm not sure if I channel. I literally just say what comes into my mind, and so a lot of the times people will say, give an association for something and tie it back into the reading, just because it helps you relate it to your own life. So for example, like say in the card, it's a card that you always pull out, but for some reason on that day you're focused on one specific detail. Say there was a red balloon in the card, you never noticed it, and today you noticed it. There is something about the red balloon that's speaking to you that on a subconscious level you understand what it means, but your waking thoughts usually are a little bit too much. Like, unless you're someone that meditates a lot, you probably wouldn't be able to connect these things quickly with your conscious mind. Your subconscious mind absorbs everything. Okay, I don't know what question I want to ask. Okay, I will just do a standard Celtic cross, I think. And so, what is the situation? There's that Six of Swords again, guys. So we've got the Six of Swords and Strength. I'm going to take them. In my mind, I saw two pathways. I saw two slightly different. I'm not going to take double the cards. I'm just going to say that there is two situations, or if they are including the same situation, when you are escaping and changing your way of mind, it requires a lot of strength, or you're drawing on your inner strength to do so. It takes a lot. If you're actually leaving a situation, it takes a lot to do that. So you are strong and you're doing what you think is best for you if you're wanting to leave. Tower moment. So there may have been something that recently upset you that you needed to find strength to leave the situation from. And like I said, the Tower brings in changes, sudden changes. So these shifts, I feel like, are still happening for a lot of people. But there is a need or a want of fleeing mentally, not physically fleeing. It might just be a lot of avoidance. It might just be burying your head in sand, or like, into work, or to avoid your home life a little bit more. Just things like this, to try and escape what is hurting us, but doing so requires a lot of strength because there has been a major upset. So I would take the Tower as what's crossing this, and I would say it's major shift. Something wasn't very stable though, was it? All right, what does subconscious mind has to tell us about the collective? So we've got the Star and the Fool. First thing I noticed in the Star was this little bird up here. I'm not going to know what type of bird it is, but because it's by water, I can imagine it's maybe some kind of heron or something. I'm going to check and see if this Star card has... Okay, so it's an ibis. So a lot of a very sacred bird going back a long time in certain cultures. I will say in Australia, where I am from, we, especially in Brisbane, we call it a bin chicken. They scavenge and they hunt for their food. They're very resourceful. Very resourceful. So the Star, there is subconsciously, there is something being bought, like renewal, like there is a, from this situation, I believe the subconscious is starting to, or the subconscious will shift before you do, because it's being given all the information that you need, and it has all the information, things that you can't remember. So when you're looking at this, you have a sense of hope and renewal within inside you. Really hoping, there's a lot of hope. I feel like there's a lot of hope subconsciously. And I feel like maybe the hope is more of a conscious thought. Like, I really hope this works out. I hope blah, blah, blah. You know, that sort of, I hope this happens. I think it will happen. Instead of knowing it will happen and actually feeling the energy of faith and love come back to you. That's all I get for that. And the Fool. So see that there's a red feather and a white rose. And she looks a little bit forlorn compared to a lot of the other Fool cards that you see. They're quite optimistic. They're really happy. They're like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm about to walk off this giant cliff face because I can't see what's in front of me. She can actually see what's in front of her. She can see there's something, she's letting it go so she can get back up and take off. So she can let go of not only what she has been through that's hurt her, but the lessons that she's learned. Just saying she because it is depicted as a woman. And you know, I do feel like there is a lot of inspiration that comes with the Fool, because you're literally just taking off into new beginnings for anything. So you're super inspired. As you can see here, her stick that she's using to carry her little sack is actually a staff or a wand. So there's a lot of creative inspiration going into what is coming into fruition for you, especially with this sense of renewal and like the turning over the new leaf energy, I guess you could say. In the recent past, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So there was things that lined up for you that felt like they were just timed perfectly. And I will give an example. Multiple times in my life, I have left a situation. It could be any situation. It could be a work job. It could be work job. It could have been a party. It could have been like, you know, you were at your friend's house and you decided to leave early. All of these things. Say whatever decision you made right after the fact that this happened, you come to realize that things sort of turned to shit, and it was divinely timed for you to leave the situation so you weren't involved in it. I think that is what that's saying, that there was some sort of divine timing that was coming in. Sorry, got the Lovers here with the Ace of Pentacles. So, I want to... Because oftentimes I have literally thought to myself, like, I can't believe I quit when I did, because like a little while later, like the company just, you know, fell apart, or the management changed and everyone started complaining about the work. Or, you know, I left the party or a friend's house, and then it's sort of like there was a big fight afterwards, you know, with the people that were left over. And I don't get involved in these situations because I'm guided to leave. I just have a big sense of leaving for people at the moment. Draw on that strength. So, okay. I will take a clarificate. I took a clarification for that, and it's the King of Cups. One of the first cards that we saw, wasn't it? So Judgment came out. This is what you're sort of projecting out to the world. So Judgment means that you're in a big review phase of your life, and you're actually sort of letting people know, like, I'm really reflecting. I'm looking at what worked for me and what didn't. I'm trying to find where I'm wise and what I still need to learn so I can complete what I need to move forward. And I will do it in a way that keeps me connected with my emotions and feelings. I will be able to intuitively tell what is best for me. And this is being displayed by you right now. So I believe this sense of renewal that subconsciously you're feeling, like this sort of like hope that you're just sort of like can't help but notice. This hope is literally, it's like you're in control. You're in complete control of how you feel. If anything, but that's what you're projecting. So if there was a different card down here, say you had like devil energy in like your subconscious, but you were projecting as the King of Cups, you're pretending things are okay. But this is you actually being okay. I feel like there's a lot of emotional maturity for people that are watching this. And there is like, yeah, there's a huge chapter that's closing. And it's, a lot of people can tell that you're going through it. In the near future, what can we expect in the near future for the collective? The Four of Swords. Look, after all of this change, you need a break. It has become too much. You can't keep wearing, heavy lies the crown. Heavy lies the crown, okay? You can't keep having this weight placed onto you. You need, if you haven't felt an actual lifting and tension release after a very traumatic or stressful situation, it's incredible. So this Knight of Swords just popped down again. So the Ten of Wands speaks to overbearing, or like taking on too much burden, having too much weight to carry, not being finished, thinking that you've gotten to the end, but realizing there's still so much to do that you almost can't take it. So rest. You're going to be resting. People do not rest enough. We don't. 100% we don't rest enough. We should be resting a lot more because our bodies deserve it. We deserve it. Do we deserve to be burnt out because we're trying to work and manage our lives and also partake in fun things? Because the fun things also stress you out, don't they? Take a break. Go lie in bed. Watch something. Do something lazy. Rest. Take care of yourself. Especially if you've got a cat. Because she's got a little cat sitting here. Anyone that has their cats curl up on them as soon as they sit down. And, you know, it always makes you go, oh, like, I need to get back up. Like, don't get back up. Just let yourself sit. I'm someone who is always like, I'll move a cat if they're in my way. But this is the time when I would sit and I'd let the cat come to my lap and I'd just sit there patting and be in the moment and let my body not have to do anything. Let my mind rest. Let my body rest. Because it deserves it. You deserve it. Okay. Your effect on the situation. Your effect on the situation. I really hope the camera is still recording because I can't see it. Your effect on the situation. 10 of Cups. I'm going to pull another card. But from what I can tell, okay. So I've got the 10 of Cups, and then we've got the 9 of Wands. So you can see like the contrast between these two cards, right? One, super bright, playful, happy, joyous. The other one, dark, very, very depressing feeling. So with the 10 of Cups, I do get a sense of this is directly affecting a family in some way. But there is, like I said, there's that hope, there's that rainbow, there's that the lotus to keep faith, to keep the vision on this. Look at that giant cup, right? That's the Ace of Cups right there. All these other cups short, but that is the Ace of Cups. I just remember a lot of the times you got to remember that that first cup, that ace, is always in the other numbers, because you can't have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. without one. So that ace is always a big part of now I'm drawing blank. As soon as I draw a blank, it usually means that whatever I've said has been complete. But I don't feel happy with the way that I finished that. It might be because of this, the 9 of Wands. So yeah, there is that ace. It's like you've got the 9 of Wands. I'm just blanking hard. Blanking so hard. So I'm going to go to my book. I'll actually quickly read the 10 of Cups. If you're looking for that fairy tale and they all lived happily ever after ending in a tarot card, you've found it. The 10 of Cups promises at least a time of perfect peace and harmony between family and dear friends, while nothing lasts forever. So it will be something, and it also says keep your well full. So that's like what I mean when I'm talking about that cup there in the imagery. It's full, it's overflowing, and it's actually providing more to the family than just emotional happiness. There's symbiosis between the environment. And then we've got the 9 of Wands. But I do get a protection. Obviously, he's very defensive, right? He's very defensive. So we're going to have a look. It does say batten down the hatches and prepare for a siege. You've already been engaged in some kind of struggle or battle and have gained a short respite. Progress has been made, but the situation isn't over. Although there is a 9, it is nearly done. You just have to hold on a little while longer. So that's what I was thinking earlier. Like these changes, it's like the steps are sort of lining up. So it's like, you know, when you see like the safes and they've got like the one turn, then they turn, they've got all those different locking mechanisms, and then finally it can open. That's what I sort of feel like the changes are. It's like you're seeing things fall into place that are getting you closer to where you want to go, but it hasn't turned that big key. It hasn't unlocked all of those steps so the door opens. So I feel like keep your defenses up and make sure you're staying safe and that you're ready to keep going. Like that 10 of Wands came out, and now the 9 of Wands is coming out too. I believe that this is something to do with like a family space. And if you're in a situation, I will just say this quickly, if you're in a situation where you don't feel safe, and the person around you isn't making you feel safe, you have the right to do what you want to make yourself happy and safe. I mean that you need to just think about what you can do in any capacity to help yourself feel a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more safe, especially whatever is happening in your household. You know, sometimes these things can be quite bad, and other times it might just be that you're bickering with someone and it's causing an unhappy home. Or there was a change and some people aren't happy about it. Unfortunately, we can't please everyone, but what we can do is look out for ourselves and make sure that if we're acting the way that we want to, that everyone else, and in alignment with how we want to act and behave in a good way, everyone else will see that, especially if we're showing that. If we're showing that to people, which we are, well, you are. Okay, others' effects on the situation. I feel like some people watching this already know what this card is going to say. Like they're just waiting for it to come out to confirm. Okay. That's confusing. Okay, so we've got the Empress. I'll pull another card. I was going to do clarification at the end, but there's no point because I'm already talking here in the moment about it. So we've got the Empress and it's clarified with the 5 of Swords and the 3 of Cups. So, and I keep seeing the Sun pop out as well. So obviously the Empress speaks to fertility, abundance, a very like maternal instinct and drive to mother and to protect. It comes from that feminine energy though. So, you know, it's more so the mother figure rather than the father figure. The female caretaker or the feminine caretaker. If you want to get sort of into that type of language. As someone who is like not, so I myself am non-binary, so when I watch readings, you have to sort of pick between the polars, right? You have to pick between feminine or masculine. Obviously I do choose the women or the feminine versions because there's no one that really speaks to. Maybe that's something I should start doing, you know. I should start doing that, but it's really hard to speak in these, especially when you've learnt it this way. It's hard to break the language. And it's also, there's no other way to describe what I'm trying to say, I guess, if that makes sense. So I'm guessing I'm maybe saying that because the Empress gives certain energy, but it's not female. It's maternal, motherly. That necessarily doesn't always equate to man and woman roles, men and women roles. So just keep that in mind. And a cat. I feel like some people here have cats, like very fond of. There was a dog in the Fool, but that literally nothing. It's just the 2 cats, and that also the cards have come out right next to each other because the 4 of Swords was here, and then the Empress came out next to it. But what I'm seeing is that there is the people around you, maybe helping you achieve your goals, and make sure that you're on the right track to getting what you want. I do feel though that there is a situation here of some kind of deception involving someone else, or it would happen at a party. I get a big sense of sort of cheating here, or a big betrayal between friends. I'm not sure if this is going to show you guys this one first. See her on that side? She's got that gorgeous red long hair. Who is this? Who is that? That's what you need to know, because they're influencing this situation. But at the moment, it might feel that everyone is sort of coming in to help keep you abundant. So your decision is, whatever change in decision is being made, I think it's due to this. That is why the decision or the choice or the change has shifted. Betrayal and hurt. Okay, I wasn't really Yeah, there is fighting going on. There's fighting going on. Actually, I'm not going to put this down, but I do want to say the world came out. There's the Five of Wands, so there's fighting, but there's a completion here. So whatever is coming, whatever this energy is, this effect of people, like this argumentative start. I feel like there's arguments happening, and there's bickering. Like I definitely picked that up on in a house. What are the hopes regarding the situation? What are the hopes? Oh, Eight of Wands. Quick movement, moving forward, communication. Finding something. There's a little book with a magnifying glass. Once whatever the answer is was found, movement happened. Fears. I'm going to take the Knight of Cups. It literally flipped up when I touched the deck. So fears, I feel like you're actually afraid of, not afraid, but there's a sense of, you don't want to be bombarded. I feel like you're really worried that someone's really worried that there's going to be a lot of attention put onto them and that it's going to be a little bit overwhelming. It's like you want the communication, but you don't want the energy that comes with some of the people that would be contacting you. What is the outcome? Okay, nice and quick. Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles speaks to, you know, overbearing, holding on to things too tightly. In this card, he is literally locked inside of a room. Look at the chains that are all over the door. He doesn't want anyone to get in, but he doesn't want, also nothing can get out. Okay, so he's in there. He is actually, you're not going to be able to see this detail on the card. He's actually locking the key. He's turning the lock to keep this door shut because he does not want to lose what is precious to him. So I'm getting the Five of Wands. I'm going to clarify the Five of Wands because it just keeps popping out at me. Why does the Five of Wands keep coming out? Is there a message here for the collective about the Five of Wands? Or is it acknowledgement of the fighting and bickering? I reckon the Three of Cups has come out again. So if you're in a situation where there is I'm either feeling that this was a betrayal in love or friendship. And it had to do with a party. I'm just getting party vibes. Maybe on around... Yeah, I'm just sort of getting parties and boyfriends. Okay, so the Four of Pentacles, the outcome means that with all that locking on the doors as well, it might mean that like when you eventually, the outcome after leaving this space, you're able to finally lock up and keep what you hold dear close to you. Clarify the Four of Pentacles. The World. So there's a huge completion here. This is a huge major lesson that's being learnt, kicked off by the divine or some kind of, you know, the universe literally just sent it boop, out to you. And then this is it's been like a catalyst for all the changes in the movement. So whatever's happening, I don't want to say it's meant to be happening because I think there's a lot of hurt here and there was a situation that just doesn't feel great, but there is a sense of renewal and very like optimism. There's so much optimism considering like what I feel has happened. So make sure that you are resting. make sure that you are staying in your power, you're calm, and you feel in touch with your emotions, but you're able to express them well. Because I feel that this star energy is going to carry you, you know, having faith in like your guides and your team who is here to help you and who helps implement changes so that you can become a better person and complete the lessons that you're meant to complete at the moment or here on earth. Yeah, I do feel like you've got to be a little bit careful of some of the people that you're around. And like I don't know, just cuddle your cat. I have a cat. His name is Loki. He's all black. Well, he's my roommate's cat, but you know, he loves me too. So yeah, just go give him a cuddle. Chill out with him. That's what I'm feeling, is there just needs to be a moment of peace where you're resting for yourself. Also, I might just, something about the Four of Swords, which I am talking about, just sort of popped out, which is that this might be, there might be a change. This changes might start to really happen closer to your period happening, or your period may align. The Three of Cups had a full moon in it. Yeah, the Hermit, full moon. So I am assuming that there is going to be, yeah, I feel like there's going to be, a lot of you might actually get your period or start your cycle on the full moon, or the eclipse that's coming up, I should say. So just because, yeah, I needed confirmation that there was going to be a moon. But what I can do for that, oh, last quarter moon in Scorpio. That one just popped out. Reveal what needs to be seen. What about the moon? You're joking. You're joking. I hate when this happens. No, I don't hate it. It's just ridiculous. The last quarter moon in Scorpio. I just sat here and shuffled it. The card poked out of the deck. I pulled it. So the last quarter moon in Scorpio. Reveal what needs to be seen. I just want to point out that I'm pretty sure we are... That moon that we're coming up to, I'm fairly certain is a Scorpio moon as well. I have been lacking on my astrology at the moment. Haven't been keeping up to date. I know what's happening, but not as much as I should. Okay, there are some things that people just don't like to talk about. Drawing this card suggests there's an issue or situation in your life right now that might not be easy to air. Or perhaps you feel that you shouldn't air it. That's fine. Now is a time for you to reveal only what you want to be seen. Don't feel the need to discuss everything with everyone. Some matters require discretion. The less codependent you are, the better chance you have of getting what you want. Okay, so... let's see, sorry. It does say, yep. So I feel that this could have been, it says that the last quarter moon of Scorpio takes place when the sun is in Aquarius and the moon is in Scorpio, because obviously astrologically that is when the quarter moons occur, when the moon is 90 degrees. It's a bit, I don't want to get into that because I'm going to get confused. But basically I feel like this is maybe something that started when Aquarius season was here. So that's like what, 2 to 3 months ago, January, February. So, and also just in general with the eclipse, because the eclipse season started last year. There was a powerful, that Taurus full moon eclipse last year was incredible. That energy is finishing. There's a whole finishing aspect to this leaving. So I'm going to put away my Moonology cards. I'm probably going to pull out another deck. I also want to do, I should have done this at the start, a word of the day. I will pull out my Elemental Oracle. I love this deck. Look at that. There I've got like the, yeah. Okay. Haven't used some of these cards in so long. Ah! Oh, they just need to say something, don't they? God. Okay, so there we go. And that one. And that one. Okay. So I'll put these down in order that they came out. So I've got, oh, I love that card. I love this one. Home. This is number 11. And it says hearth, comfort. And this is all about your home, your heart space, where it feels most comfortable, and relishing being at home. Then we've got fluidity, number 12, outer core. I'm going to have to read the guidebook because I cannot remember any of these. And intuitively, I don't get a lot from these. Very few cards, actually. And then we've got 22, air. So we've got a lot. We've only got 1s and 2s here. Just keep in mind, we've got 11, 12, and 22. I didn't even go into the numerology side of it with my tarot cards. I usually do, but I didn't really see too much patterns here. Like I said, there was quite a few swords that seemed a bit more predominant, or I had been seeing sword energy, that mental, just the logic, the intellect. There is something going on there. So let me pull out the... Okay. Take some time out to rest and regenerate, which I've already said. Know what makes you comfortable. I also said that. I said do what makes you feel safe and comfortable. Keep the home fires burning. Create a peaceful and beautiful home life. Nourishing the mind, body, and spirit is important at this time. Focus on the inner life. And then it's got some more information, but I will go to the next one, which is outer core. Be fluid in your thinking, holding on to old ideas in a rigid way. I swear to God, I don't even need to finish that, because when I held up this card and I was talking about it earlier, you all heard exactly what it had to say. Do not let go of the way of thinking that is holding you back. Escape your own mind. Let go of what does not serve you. That is literally it. Shed it. Shed it. Like it's just it. Like it's water. It will just roll off of you. Okay. And then we go to 22. The air. Motion. Be flexible yet grounded. Allow yourself free thought. Move and choose. Find your freedom. Use your voice resourcefully. Stand up for what you believe in. Be mindful of the way you communicate. So, again, there's... The first card speaks to resting, which in the near future you've been told to do. The fluidity, the outer core, speaks of changing your way of thinking and letting go of what you don't need to hold on to anymore. That was literally the situation card. Now, this one says to talk, like it's talking about the communication, being mindful of how you communicate. That is literally what this sort of effect on this hopes and fears is the hope that the communication, that you can communicate, but being afraid of the energies that come towards you or out of you when communicating. So that's just really confirming. I'm not sure what else I want to... That might be it today. I really don't feel like I want to do any more cards, so I'm going to just tidy these up quickly so I have some space for my dictionary. Okay? My dictionary. Alright. we'll get 3 words. Traverse. Lying across, built crosswise, anything set across, lateral movement. To cross, to obstruct, to survey across a plot of ground, to discuss as topic from every angle, to move sideways. So what it talks about here is that there is something to cross, something to move over. Hulk. The body of a ship, especially dismantled ship, anything big and unwieldy, to be bulky. So I feel like, you know, the Hulk, like when we think about Hulk, obviously we're thinking about the superhero, the green guy. You know, when you think about Hulk out, you don't think about, what does it say here? The body of a ship. No, you don't. You think about a big, strong green man coming in. And now She-Hulk is out too, and we've got She-Hulk. So that's even better. I need to wipe my nose, sorry. Okay, so yeah, like Hulk, when we talk about hulking out, we're getting angry. We're like displaying like extreme like violence and aggression to hurt. Come, to approach, to arrive at some state or condition, to move towards, to appear. So those 3 words I don't think have anything to do with each other. I just wanted to say 3 words, give them meanings, and speak on them a little bit. So I believe that's it today. Okay, it's over. I've done my first one. I think going forward, I will be able to tweak and hone my preferences for the videos I'm going to make. And I really hope to see you again next time. Thank you for watching.